Today's episode is brought to you by the Nuance Dragon Ambient Experience, or DAX for short. This is AI-powered ambient technology that helps the physician be more efficient and reduce clinical documentation burden. It's great. To learn more about how DAX Copilot can help reduce burnout and restore the joy of practicing medicine, stick around after the episode or visit nuance.com/discoverdax. That's nuance.com/discoverdax. All right.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here.
This is awesome.
Welcome
Look
to
at
Knock
you guys.
Knock
You're
Hi.
so pretty.
Knock Knock Hi live. We got a unicorn right here. Look at this. This
Yay.
is good. Where are the bike helmets? Where are the? Oh, we got
yay.
one back there. All right. All right. And then any surgeons in the crowd? Pediatric surgeon?
Wow.
Pediatric or? Okay. All right.
Are you
just-
an overachiever?
You're just pretending to be a pediatrician? Is that pediatric or okay, I guess that is the thing. You're trying to combine all the things in medicine into one. Okay. Well,
She's much smarter than you.
so we're supposed to introduce ourselves.
Oh,
It would be
right.
weird if people in here didn't know who we
for
were.
anyone who walked in off
Why
the
are you
street.
here? If you don't,
Yeah.
you're probably very confused right now. But I am Dr. Glockenflecken, also known as Will Flannery.
I'm Lady Glockenflecken, Kristen Flannery. Thank you.
Did you guys plan that? That was.
I bribed them.
That's quite a bit of applause there. So, do you remember, Kristen? Do you remember what I told you when we first started dating?
I remember that you wouldn't take no for an answer, which doesn't age well.
Let's. Okay, that's not a great place to start with this show. But no, I said, if you marry me someday, someday people will pay to listen to us talk to each other.
Yeah, you did say that.
I didn't say that,
No.
but it's true. Look, so anyway, I want to say thank you all for being here. This is we're so excited about this. We got a great show. We are doing a medical eras show. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So we saw the success of Taylor Swift. She's a
We thought
pop,
we could do that.
she's a pop singer, and and we're like, well, she made something like $1 billion.
Yeah.
And so maybe we can make $1 billion.
I would like to have $1 billion. That'd be fine.
And so we're like, let's do a medical eras show. The first time I actually announced the show on social media, there was somebody who was like, Taylor Swift is very litigious.
You should change the name.
You should change that name.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if they come after an internet comedian ophthalmologist,
Pretending to be Taylor Swift.
I'd be impressed. I'd be impressed by that. So, but it's medical eras, right? So we have for you today a newly matched med student that we're going to talk to. Yeah,
Yes.
very exciting. Match day last week. We also have a resident and an attending. All right, and so it's.
How many medical students do we have here in the crowd?
Do we have any?
Anybody?
All right.
Okay. Residents. A few.
All right,
Most of
great.
them are at work. That's fine. Attendings. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right. And how many people have no connection to medicine whatsoever?
Woo!
We got a couple of you. All right. Well, thank you for coming along. I make shorts on TikTok. I dress up as different specialties and record myself alone in my bedroom in
Watch
case you
out.
weren't
She
know.
says that's what marriage is. I say, watch out. You might end up on the stage.
All right. So, should we get to our first guest?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So our first guest is a fourth-year med student at the California University of Science and Medicine in San Bernardino. Bernardino. See, normally when we record this, we can edit things. That we're not able to do that. So I'm going to do my best to not trip over my words. So our first guest, Tanya Alam, newly matched into Pediatrics.
Yeah.
So when she comes down here, we gotta give a huge round of applause because she matched into her first choice
last Friday,
residency
you
program.
guys.
So let's bring her out, Tanya.
Woo!
have a seat here. So, you're probably still just like glowing from the match, right? Like are you in this like post-match haze, like just pure happiness, or is it set in yet that you're actually going to have to like do residency?
It still doesn't really feel real. Yesterday, I met my co-interns. That feels so weird to say, for the first time. And they referred to me as an intern, and I was like, that's not right. No, I'm a medical student. I will always be a medical student. No, but it's just like, am I excited? Yes, but at the same time, it doesn't feel real. So it just feels crazy.
I wonder when it'll start to feel real. Maybe that first overnight shift in intern year.
Yeah, maybe when they hand me the list on the first day and it's 25 patients. And
So did you, for match day, was it all the students in one room and you all at the same time opened up the envelope?
Yeah, so my school did a ceremony in the courtyard where we all got there. We were supposed to get there 15 minutes before 9 a.m. And we picked up our envelopes, and then we got to stand there holding our destinies in our hands while we waited for it to become 9 a.m. And then at 8:58, the NRMP sent out the match results early by mistake. And so we all had to make sure we didn't look at the envelope or the email to spoil it. And then, 9 a.m., we did a countdown. We ripped open the envelopes and...
All at the same time?
All at the same time. And there was lots of screaming. I was definitely screaming. I didn't hear anybody else screaming. But when I watched my video later, I could hear everybody else screaming.
You know what we did at my med school is we did it one student at a time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, down to the front of the room.
There was
Agony.
a huge auditorium, and because I was at Dartmouth, so it's a relatively small class, like 70 of us. Mm-hmm. And we one at a time, we all went to the front in front of everybody and opened the envelope and read what it was on. It was terrifying for a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, I was an ophthalmologist, so I matched a little bit earlier.
But you all had to select a song, too, to walk down to. So there was like a whole thing.
That's true.
Like you had to choose like a representative song.
Yeah, we had like walk-in music.
That is so much
to the
pressure.
Microphone.
On the morning of match day, I couldn't even decide what socks to wear. There was no way I could have done.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a song.
Well, why don't you tell everybody what your song was?
I recorded myself narrating myself walking to the microphone. It was like
By that point, it was too late for me, but save yourselves.
It was like Will's coming down the hall, the aisle, passing by. He's going up to the mic. It was, in hindsight, it probably wasn't as funny as I thought it was, but I really enjoyed it.
It sounds unique.
I think it was foreshadowing. I think it said a lot about what was to come.
But I have something for you, because the NRMP actually sent a letter, knew you were going to be here tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes, so you actually have another envelope to open.
Another one?
Sometimes they do this. I didn't know, apparently, because the word got out, I guess you're going to be here. So if you could, here, I'll hold your microphone.
All right.
If you could just open that. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what it is, but it's from the NRMP. That's all I know.
You need to sing your song for her while she's opening this.
Yeah.
She's opening
Tanya's
the
opening up the
envelope.
letter. There she goes. There you go. You can read that into the microphone.
All right. Dear Tanya, congratulations on your successful match. During our routine quality control process, it has come to our attention that your match was incorrect. You have chosen the wrong specialty. We have taken the liberty to choose the correct specialty for you. You will now be an ophthalmology resident. Congratulations. Studies have shown that ophthalmology is better than whatever it was that you decided to do. No need to thank us. The look of happiness on your face is thanks enough. Enjoy your future career in ophthalmology. Sincerely, NRMP President. P.S. Thank you for applying to so many programs this year. Holiday bonuses will be very generous. That's actually really hilarious because I applied to the maximum number of programs.
See, it's from them. It's official.
Wow, well, congratulations on your future career in ophthalmology. I didn't know they did that. That's so strange.
I didn't know either. I thought that, they wanted to know every single detail about everything that I've done from birth until now to decide if I was worthy of such a specialty, but...
I do have to ask you, did you ever consider ophthalmology?
Did you ever see an eyeball in medical school, is the better question.
I actually saw an eyeball when I was a pre-med student and I took a gap year where I was working in research at the hospital where I'm going to be doing my residency. And while I was there, I worked with the biobank. So we would go to surgeries and we would collect tissue to be distributed for research. And I went to the OR and collected an eyeball one time.
So it was just one eyeball.
It was just one
Okay.
eyeball
You
floating
saw
in
it.
a little pea cup, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. And I.
Because, you know, a
took it-
lot of doctors will just examine one eyeball. They forget that there's a second one. But anyway, so this
But it-
was like an individual eyeball,
Yeah, it was
not
an individual.
attached to a.
Not attached to a
person.
person. Yeah, it was
Okay,
just kind of
gotcha.
floating in the cup.
All right.
It didn't look real. It you know, kind of looked
That's,
like a holiday
that's the
prop.
wrong kind of ball for a pea cup.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And somehow that experience did not convince you that you wanted to do a career in ophthalmology.
I mean, I
That's okay.
wish that it was the coolest thing that I had ever seen in my entire life, but unfortunately, it was not.
So you applied to do two different specialties though, right? Tell us about that, because that's a lot
So
of
wait.
money.
So you didn't know where you would match, but you also didn't know what you would match in.
That's correct. Yes.
That sounds like the deepest level of Dante's hell. Why did you do that?
Yeah, it was very. I didn't realize how nerve-wracking it would be until I was in that week where it was coming up, and I was like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do with the rest of my life?" But I decided to. I dual applied in pediatrics and family medicine, and I decided to do that because I have a very strong geographical preference. My family is here. They're my main support system. There's no way that I would be able to be successful if I was so far away from them. Well, maybe, but it would be very hard. And so I really wanted to make sure that I was able to stay close. And so for that reason, I applied in 2 specialties. And I chose those 2 because I really felt like I could be happy in either one. I'm kind of passionate about primary care. I think that in a perfect world, primary care would be so great that we wouldn't need any specialists, right? Because the primary care and the preventative care would be so awesome that nobody would ever get sick.
I'm sitting right here. It's okay. I agree with a lot of what you're saying here.
Yeah, so I chose both of those specialties because I felt like I could be happy in either one.
Okay, all right. But then you ended up at your number 1, right?
I did, yes. And that was, I don't know if you got a chance to watch my match reaction video.
did,
But
I
it was
did.
kind of intense.
Had a lot of views on TikTok.
Yeah, it was I didn't
Top of
think
your
I was going to
CV
go
now,
viral.
right?
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
that's like-
yeah. Number one.
Number one.
30,000 views on TikTok.
There
Number
you go.
2,
Yeah.
medical student at.
Right.
That's the thing with match day and really match day and graduation. There's just the happiness and just the joy of is so much fun to be around. And so you got all the love in the world from people, right? From posting that. So I'm glad you did that. That being said, I want to talk about what you're afraid of
All right.
going forward. Okay, we're actually gonna do this together.
Okay.
So I asked you to come up with 3 fears that you have for your future career in medicine. And I, as someone who's already been in practice for a number of years, I have come up with 3 fears that I have for my future career as well. All right, so you want to go through these?
Sure, let's
All
do
right,
it.
why don't you start?
Okay. Well, if you had asked me this question 2 weeks ago, my answer would have been so different. I would have been like, well, maybe I won't match. Maybe I'll never get a job. Maybe I will be poor for the rest of my life because I have all of this debt and I have no way to pay it off, 2 weeks ago. But for a little bit of context, medical school is very challenging for me in a lot of ways. I had a lot of personal difficulties that came up that led to academic difficulties. I ended up needing to take a gap year that I was so terrified about having to explain to program directors that I took a gap year, like so scary.
Oh no, you're actually
but-
a human being.
like God forbid you do other things in your life.
Yeah, I know,
sometimes,
right? But I mean, maybe God doesn't forbid it, but some program directors.
Yeah.
So
One
And they think they're God. So same thing.
yeah, and so it was tough to get here. But then it ended up turning out that, as you mentioned, I did match in my number 1 program. So in terms of fears, it kind of feels like I'll be okay because I made it out of what I thought was the worst situation in my whole life, and now I'm fine, So I kind of feel like it'll be okay. But that being said, maybe one thing that I'm afraid of is I know it'll turn out okay, but maybe like being miserable again because I was miserable for a little while and it really sucked. I'm not really looking forward to, looking out the window of the hospital at my friends partying on the street outside because I'm trapped in here, But
I don't think anybody in medicine is miserable these days. I think-
Nobody? Really?
right? You guys?
That's crazy.
Right? It's fine. So we're all doing fine. It's great. But
Protect the children.
I think a lot of people can empathize with you on that fear. Okay, can I share one of mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So inpatient consults.
I've seen him have to do one of those. He wet his pants a little.
I think you went a little like bigger picture than me, which is fine. But yeah, I really try. In fact, if you ever see, those of you who work in hospitals, if you ever see somebody in there who's like dressed kind of nicely, carrying luggage, like, right, that's an ophthalmologist. So if you could just like figure out where they're trying to go and just help them out. That person is hopelessly lost and a little scared. So that's one of my fears is inpatient consults.
I will make sure when I'm in the inpatient wards and I have my first pediatric ophthalmology patient, I will put in the consult with you.
We do have a lot of overlap, but I'd appreciate you not doing that. Yeah. Is it what do you like more, the outpatient or the inpatient? What kind of speaks to you more?
That's a really great question. When I do inpatient, I really enjoy the medicine part, but when I do outpatient, I really enjoy that I get to have a life. So,
Okay.
it really kind of, I think I like them both.
Oh, good. Okay, what else do you got? What are your other fears?
The second one, this is also kind of pretty big picture. It's not directly medicine, but it's definitely related to medicine. I am terrified that the government will end public service loan forgiveness within the next 10 years, and I will have to pay all of this debt back on my own. Terrified.
Yeah. What would that be like?
Do you think they're watching this right now?
How many people here have done the public service loan forgiveness? Do we have anybody that
there's
successfully
one. I
completed the
see.
process? You're in the process? They can't get rid of it. There you go.
Nothing to be afraid of.
We're helping you out.
Thank you.
This is wellness, you guys. This is good.
It's therapeutic. Thank you.
Yeah, I love
Hey,
those.
how come you didn't do that?
Because I chose to refinance.
Because you didn't love your
early on.
family.
That's probably why. Yes, that's part of it. That's part
She
of
says, that was my money.
it. Well, even if you end up not being able to do it, like it might take you until after you're dead, but you'll get there. It'll be
you're right.
fine. And eventually the loans die with you. That's the
do.
most
I did
important
ask
thing.
that before we got married. I'm not kidding
That was
you.
actually very, very reassuring to us.
That the
It
loans
It's
die.
was.
It's like,
Yes.
listen, Kristen,
Oh, phew.
I had to get a loan to pay for your wedding ring. But the loan dies with me. It's okay. Yet, despite knowing that, she still saved my life, you guys.
I did. I had an easy out, and I didn't take it.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So my second one is because I can't remember it. Oh yeah. Responding to in-flight medical emergencies. Terrified. In
Has
fact,
anyone had to do that? Yeah? Oh, a few.
What happened?
Woo.
Here, send that mic
Yeah,
over
yeah,
to him.
yeah.
I want to hear. I
Ooh.
want to hear an experience of responding to an in-flight medical emergency.
Story time.
Okay, so it was a flight from Heathrow to New York. We'd just taken off. Some
talking.
someone had been like sprinted for the plane. We got stuck on the runway for a long time before we took off. And then as we took off, they became very unwell and fainted and had a seizure in their seat. And so they put out a call for a doctor. I turned up wearing a Vampire Weekend t-shirt.
What do you do? What kind of doctor are
I
you?
was an
Solid
ICU
band
anesthesia
choice.
doctor in London.
Oh my God.
Well, that person got very lucky.
And I was just like, at the end of the day, this guy's not dead. He's fine. He's probably just vasovagal and needs some fluids. Let's put him on the ground. He'll be fine. And after a little while, they're like, we called our insurance broker and we have to divert the plane back to London because even though he's medically fine, we're not willing to take the risk of the insurance.
Oh.
Figures.
Okay.
Yeah. So, is what it is.
Well, good job to you, though.
Yeah,
That
thank
was
you
that
for.
guy.
Maybe it was the Vampire Weekend T-shirt and the sleep mask that looked like Wayfarers that made them think they shouldn't trust this guy.
Man, ICU anesthesiologist. Can you imagine if it?
Oh, some strong feelings about
Fantastic. You sounds like you're just really letting loose tonight. That's good. I'm glad. Your job sounds stressful, so I'm glad you're here.
that. Yes.
Yeah, if that was me, so I just actually saw a post on social media. Someone was talking about their experience responding to an in-flight medical. This was like earlier today, and they were talking about, it was an anesthesiologist. And they were talking about how they had to start an IV, and there were only 22 gauge IVs available, and there were only 2 of them, and then they had to fashion one ICU.
He can't even say the acronyms. He doesn't know anymore.
Right. IV fluid bag. They had to hang it. And I was like, what? I would just go up to that person and be like, "Are you wearing contact lenses, sir?" What do I? There's no way I do any of that stuff.
May I introduce you to my wife?
Oh my God. Yeah, she thought me going to medical school, she'd get all this extra expertise about everything in medicine. That's not the case.
I would have rather married a nurse. That would have been a more useful.
That would have been more helpful.
I actually have a story that relates to this as well. I was a third-year medical student, fresh out of my emergency medicine rotation, and I was on a plane. And they came on the plane, or on the overhead, and they said, "Is there a doctor on board?" And I'm sitting there in my chair going, "God, I hope there's a doctor on board. I hope there's a doctor on board." But I'm looking around, and nobody's standing up. And I was like, well, should I stand up? Because maybe I know more than the average person, but also I could kill this person. So what should I do? So I'm sitting there, and I'm looking around.
But your lungs are with you, so it will be okay.
And so I'm like, okay, if nobody stands up in the next 5 seconds, I'll stand up. And I'm like, 5, 4, 3, and then somebody stands up and he's like, "I'm a doctor," and I'm like, "Oh, thank God." And I didn't have to save anybody's life that day.
You and I reacted the exact same way. It's exactly what I would have done. Okay, what's your third one?
My third one, we're gonna go maybe a little bit more sentimental wrapped. So a little bit of context. I'm a first-generation American and first in my family to pursue a career in medicine. And so, I have had a lot of support behind the scenes, primarily from my parents, also from, my siblings and the rest of my family, where even though they didn't really understand a lot of what I was getting myself into, they always they always supported me without any question. And so I really hope one of my, goals is to be able to finish this horrible process and then be able to give back to them and share with them. And so one of my fears, because my parents are a little older, is that the time is going to run out.
You're a better person than us.
That's really thoughtful, and I hope that everything works out.
Me too. Trying to go as fast as I can.
And let me tell you, I can tell you, we're parents, so I know as a mother, you've already done it. You've already done it. They're so proud of you.
God, man, why didn't I think of that? My God. She's so good. Anyway. Well, now I feel silly saying my third fear. I should have gone first.
You can change it. It's okay.
No, that's okay. We're already in it. Okay, so God, this is so stupid. Okay. My third fear is walking in the woods and I'm not paying attention and a branch hits me in the eye and it gives me an open globe. And then because it's a vegetable matter injury, it gets in my eye and gives me fungal endophthalmitis. And then I lose my eye. And when you have that kind of injury, it increases the risk of sympathetic ophthalmia, which is when you could have a severe inflammatory reaction in the fellow eye that can cause you to lose that eye, and I go completely blind.
Aren't you an ophthalmologist? You should be able to fix that.
It's really hard to fix.
He just wanted to show you that he does know some medicine.
Does anybody else have that fear? Is that just me? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, that's why I felt silly. That's okay. It's a minor fear, but I think
no
about it from time
judgment
to
zone.
time. Okay, so I have 3 real quick things for you. We're going to do on a scale of from 1 to 10. That's what this game is called. On a scale from 1 to 10, so I'm going to give you 3 things, and you just tell me.
Okay.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how much did my videos influence your specialty choice?
4.
Oh,
right.
okay. Not bad.
I told you I chose pediatrics and family medicine, and I was really inspired by how your family medicine character just said they would take anybody. It made me feel like I had a spot.
Hey.
You know, I love hearing that, actually. That's really nice because the most pushback I get is on the family medicine portrayal. Yeah. Like every time I put a family medicine video out there, like I'll get some family medicine doctors like, you know, you're making students not want to do family medicine.
Oh no, that absolutely convinced
good.
me.
We'll just send them
All
to
right.
you next time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next one. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much student loan debt are you in?
15.
Okay, all right, so above 10. All right, there we go. On a scale from 1 to 10, what is the value of hemoglobin that requires transfusion?
7.
Woo! That
Is that right? That's right?
Is that right?
is quick. Yeah.
There you go. Oh, you did learn a thing
She
or two
knows.
in
She
med school. Look
verified,
at
yeah.
that. All right, so before you go, we're going to have you do one more thing.
Okay.
Let's see. Actually, two more things, real quick. So I want you see this poster board here. Now this is going to make sense to everyone later. I want you to draw a nephron.
You're at peak smartness right now, so if you can't do it now, you never will.
Yeah. Draw a nephron, please. Make it big so everyone can see.
No pressure.
Yeah. Draw a big nephron. Okay.
All right, all right.
I know what that is. That's the glomerulus.
That's what I was thinking it was.
It's good. Keep going.
There's more?
Oh. That's a good. You know what? That's a good start.
Oh,
There's-
there you go. Getting some help from the audience. Good, good, good.
Other way? It's an upside down nephron. It's an upside down nephron. Like this?
Yeah.
It goes down then up, right? So
Oh, you're running out of room. Upside down.
there we go.
Okay.
All right,
That's
all
good.
right.
Is there more?
That's okay. You know,
I did my best.
I give you a pass on that.
Thank you. That's what I got in
got
medical school.
You got a pass. Okay. And then the final thing, Kristen, I'm going to need
Yep,
you to
yep.
help me out here. Because we're obviously not going to see you before you graduate. We're going to do a little graduation ceremony here.
Okay.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Congratulations
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. I've got a whole closet full of those unicorn headbands. Believe it or not, people send me those.
I know. I
get those in the
live
mail.
with you. I check the mail.
Hey, Kristen.
Yeah,
AI tools are everywhere now.
that is true, and they're here to stay.
That's right. Well, have you heard about Precision?
What is
This
it?
is great. This is the first ever EHR integrated infectious disease AI platform.
Ooh, that sounds useful.
Infectious disease, it's a hard field. You got to
Yeah.
figure out when to start antibiotics and try to decrease resistance and how long to keep the patient on. It's really tough.
Yeah.
Well, this is an AI tool that automatically highlights better antibiotic regimens. It empowers clinicians to save more lives while reducing their burnout. To see a demo, go to precision.com/KKH. That's precision spelled with an X instead of an E. So PRXCISION.com/KKH. All right. Next guy.
That was fun.
You know, I was gonna have her do like a whole nephron, use up the whole space. I'm glad she only went with the corner because then our next guest can draw one
Okay.
too.
Well, I want to see you do it.
Oh. Okay. Maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So let's go to our next guest.
Okay.
Our next guest is Adarsha Shivakumar. He's a PGY2 Psychiatry Resident. We have any psychiatrists here?
Hey.
All right. We got some people in
Over
psychiatry.
there. Yeah.
And he sent us an intro that was kind of stream of consciousness. which is great. I love it. It says Adarsha is a tautology, but also the most accurate description of him according to all of his friends. He loves, endlessly quotes SpongeBob, loves Godzilla, as a rabid 49ers fan, apparently.
No one. Wow.
I guess we're not in the
Yeah,
Bay Area.
we're not in
so, okay. And Adarsha is what was one other thing I thought was really good. He said he frequently turns into a dinosaur. So this is what happens when you ask ChatGPT to make your bio. I understand he's busy. He's a resident. He doesn't have time to write it himself, and so it makes a lot of sense. Come on up, Adarsha. Come on up. Everybody, round of applause.
You know, this mic is probably unnecessary, as my friends would say, but I'll try not to blow it out.
Yeah.
All right.
You seem like someone that would be fun to talk to from like a physician-patient relationship standpoint, which is probably what you want as a future psychiatrist, right?
Yeah, I think so. At least with, I'd say a good number of my patients, it's like, yeah, I want to have that fun, you know, talk to. Sometimes with some of my patients, I have to just be like, yep, yes, just the most neutral and bland.
Very serious.
Hold it. People want to hear you.
That's a rare statement.
So you're a PGY2. Are you surviving? Like, how's your mental health these days? I feel like I need to ask you that because you're always probably asking other people about theirs.
That's true. And introspection is not something psychiatry is necessarily keen to do. But second year it's
Wait, I'm sorry. It's not?
Doctors are the worst patients. You know
exactly.
He's speaking for his entire field.
Oh,
He said
well.
psychiatry is not keen to interest. This makes
Yeah.
me worried.
It's do as we say, not as we do, you know.
I get that.
all
Yeah, I
I've said
see
that
that all the
multiple
time.
times,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I didn't say that for the record, you know. That was their observation. But second year's going good, actually.
How does it compare to intern year?
Oh, so much better. So much better. I think that on one hand, there's no magic switch when you become like a second year. Like you go from an intern to a senior, which I was always confused by because I thought it's like, you know, high school or college, you know, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So I thought all the seniors were fourth years. And they're like, no, the day you're done with your intern year, you're a senior. And people, you know, like
Yeah.
assume you know something.
Right.
And when I realized that, I'm like, oh, that's not true at all. That is not true. But I think that, to be fair, a lot of it is you don't know how much you've necessarily learned as an intern. Like things that, you know, actually learning, for example, how to put in orders or how to do a discharge summary, things like that. Like, they may not seem like a big deal when you're an intern and you're learning to do them because it's just part of the job. But when you're a second year, I think you really see your own growth. When the new interns come in and they're like, how do I do this thing? And part of you is like, what? How? You just do the thing.
Yeah, it's obvious.
It's obvious. And then part of you's like, oh no, you used to be in that spot to, you know, have a little empathy.
Right.
And that kind of, I think, feeling is a good one to have.
Right. Well, I have a question about orders, actually. Do you remember the first order you put in as a doctor?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yes. Unfortunately,
tell.
it was not my finest work. It was. I feel bad for my senior. So thank you, Winston, wherever you are.
Is he dead? What's
Yeah, you're looking up.
what is it?
Honestly, he may have wished it.
Winston.
Winston, you're not dead. I hope. Please. But it was after like orientation, and we use Epic. So after we were using it, and this patient's like, okay, what do we need to do? Okay, it's a discharge. Like, okay, do I just tell them like, hey, sir, you can go? And they're like, no, you put in the orders. I'm like, okay.
Would it be awesome
you
if it
know-
was that easy to discharge a patient?
It really was like, you can
Bye.
go, bye.
That's it. I think that's what they do at the VA, actually. I
true.
think that's all it takes.
You say bye, and then they loop back around. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Bye.
hi.
See ya.
Exactly. And I remember like, so what do you do? Oh, you put in the discharge orders, and I'm like, yeah, sure, okay.
I had no idea what to do.
No idea. They're like, you go to this tab, you click it, cool. And I'm like, okay, it shouldn't be that hard, you know. I click it, and then all those like red pop-ups come because you haven't, you know, clicked all the things. And it's like, do you want to, you know, continue this medication, like discontinue this? And this guy's on like 4 antibiotics, and I'm thinking, am I gonna kill this guy because I send him home without his medication? And
Right.
it's just like,
Someone said yes.
And it gives you all, all those red flag warnings, like you can't dismiss this alert. And I'm like, my first patient, I'm just gonna kill him. I'm just gonna send him home. And I'm just
get
sitting
it
there.
out of the way.
You're like,
It's a rite of passage to, almost kill one of your patients and be saved by your senior, I suppose. And fortunately, my senior was like, he saw my paralysis and confusion. More accurately, he didn't hear any noises coming from me. And usually when Adarsha is quiet, it's like, something is happening. Something. I'm not sure what, but something is
Right.
wrong. And he fortunately came in to save me and taught me how to put in discharge orders and do a discharge. And I turned to him, I'm like, I didn't kill someone? He's like, no, you didn't.
this was Winston.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Winston.
Was that? Were you using Epic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem,
Oh,
right?
we
Am
got
I
a big
right?
Epic fan. You're a
Oh.
big. You like Epic?
Oh, absolutely.
Here, pick
Do you
up.
work for Epic?
Pick up that mic in front of you. Pick up that mic in front of you. Right there. Let's hear why you like Epic so much.
Oh, this is a picture of her with the founder of Epic.
Oh. So. Oh wow.
I do not work for Epic. I spend my life helping people. So the worse Epic is, the more job security I have.
Oh,
okay.
there it is.
All right.
There it is. The worse Epic is, the more job
Thank you.
security this woman has.
That makes
sense. Yeah,
It does. There wasn't really a lot of applause when Epic came. It's just like,
It's like okay, all right. I worked as a super user for Epic for right between fourth year. Actually, it was like this is why fourth year med school is so amazing, right? You can do things like work as a super user for Epic.
At the time, the only criteria was like must be in your late 20s.
Yeah,
That
right.
was it.
it's pretty good.
And
Early 20s.
right, yeah. And so like what I did was I walked around to all these physicians who were just trying to navigate Epic, right, for the first time, trying to do discharge summaries, and I remember. I was working with this physician. He was old. He's probably like near retirement age. And at one point, I was helping him out with a discharge summary, a discharge order rack, and he just got up and walked away. And I was like, I must not be very good at this job. And he just didn't come back for a while. And it's like toward the end of the week, I was there for a week. I was like, I asked him, I was helping this doctor. Like, where did he go? And they're like, he retired.
Congratulations.
Right? Like that he chose to retire over listening to me talk about Epic for one more second. I was going to tell you my first order was, of course, Tylenol. I still remember it, too, because I ordered a suppository on accident.
Yeah, one of the nurses probably was like, hey,
Yeah. See, it's the nurses. That's
Well,
who
the
you want.
nurse, yeah, absolutely. Nurses, especially when you're trying to figure out orders and all, it's just, they're so helpful. But also pharmacists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how many times, I'm sure you just order something, you're like, this is probably wrong. And then, sure enough, you get a page 30 seconds later from pharmacy, like, you know what, you should really not, this will kill the patient.
did you put the decimal in the wrong place? It's like, I guess I did. I guess I did.
Okay, so.
Do you think one of their classes is like trying to figure out how to tell the doctor that they screwed up the order in a like
They're
professional
so
manner?
good at
Do
it.
they have a class in that? I think they do because
If
yeah,
they don't,
are.
they probably need it anyways, because it can be a touchy subject. But it's like, no, thank you. Please save us from ourselves.
It's probably the
Exactly.
same class that anesthesiologists have to take to tell surgeons that their case is canceled. Did you take a class? Yeah, it's like there's like a method to it. Like you gotta end up having them think it's their idea that they're canceling the case.
Also, that's true in marriage. Yeah, phone a friend.
Yeah, phone a friend. So I have another question about, now we're getting in more specifically about psychiatry, all right? What is your favorite part of the mental status exam?
Oh, that's a good
What do
one.
you really just sink your teeth into? You just gotta, is it the serial sevens?
You
Is it
know,
identifying a hippo?
the animals is always a good one, to be honest,
Yeah.
on the MOCAs. But I think for the mental status exam, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a way to see, to judge in your patient, how are you here with us right now mentally, in addition to physically, basically. And one thing that I always find telling is, and I think we can take for granted, is when you determine how oriented a patient is. So commonly we say someone is AO times a number from 0 to 4, and it's like, do they know their name? Do they know where they are? Do they know today's date? And like
I don't
Why
know
are
those
you
things most
here?
of the time.
What's the date today?
I have no idea.
That's the thing, because it turns out even people who are floridly psychotic sometimes, you think to yourself, this person is seeing things that are not real. And they sometimes are the people who are most oriented. Like, what date? Like, July 15th. I'm like,
Yeah.
I pull out the phone and I'm like,
You gotta check.
It is. It's also most noticeable because I usually have absolutely no idea what date it is. To the point where in the front of this building, they had I wasn't sure this was the right place. I went to the wrong side, I guess. They had a list of like the speakers for the day. And I'm like, okay.
I like that he calls them speakers. You guys.
It's basically what we are. And I'm looking and I'm like, you guys aren't there. I'm like, maybe they're not using like the Glockenfleck name. And it's like, there's no one there. And I'm thinking, I'm in the wrong place. Maybe they meant Louisiana and not Los Angeles.
They actually, we never have our names on like marquees out front
Yeah,
because
we're not big enough.
they don't know how to spell Glockenflecken. It's very hard to spell.
That is fair.
So
They
so
run
the-
out of letters.
yeah, so the orientation thing is not the best part of determining someone's mental
Yeah,
status.
it really isn't. Because it actually turns out that I was looking at Friday's schedule. So it's like, oh, today's not Friday? Okay.
What about the clock?
Now, the clock is, it's sad. Sometimes you'll see people do a great one half of the clock, and you're doing great, sweetie, right? Like, they got the numbers in the right place. And then that other half is just like it's like, they just,
yeah.
It's like they almost
Maybe they just
give
get
up.
bored.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
kids these days probably don't know like an analog clock. It's one of those things where like, how
Ooh,
do
that's
we
a good
actually
point.
tell
Good
it?
point.
Yeah.
So can you draw a clock? And they're like, they'll draw like a smartwatch.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but good effort. They're like, what are the hands on
Technically,
the
that's
clock?
correct, I guess.
Like use this rotary phone.
Yeah.
You're like, I was born in 2000, whatever.
Exactly. I mean, kids don't even know dial-up these days. They're like, what?
Just for the record, I was not born in 2000, whatever. I was born much earlier than that.
You were born in the last century.
the late 1900s. Yes.
It feels like that. Oy, oy, oy.
Okay, the people want to know, what is a misconception that maybe some of these people, but the general public, what is a misconception people have about psychiatrists?
Ooh. I'd say I think a common one is that I guess it's a flattering one in a sense, that sometimes other specialties feel that, okay, my patient isn't taking their medication, or, they're not, they're disagreeing with like, this plan. They're refusing, for example, dialysis or something. You know who we can call? Psychiatry. They are the ones, they can get people to take their medication, agree to procedures, do all these
You
things.
know what they think you are, right? They see you as a dog trainer. This is what you're describing.
I mean, it basically is. It's like, you want me to give them treats or something so they'll, like, take their medication? It'd be nice. Some of our medication we can kind of like sprinkle, like,
Sprinkle it in a hot
cupcake
dog.
sprinkles. It'd be nice. And it's like, I'm flattered. We're flattered you think that we have the power to get our patients to, take medication. I wish that was true, because our lives would be a lot easier if our chronically ill patients, for example, with schizophrenia and the like, took their medication. I would be the happiest person if I could just mind control them just by saying them, take your meds, please. And they just did. Not true though. But it's always nice to be like, can you guys convince our patient to do it? And I'm like, no.
Is that what a lot
Go
of
find a
consults are?
nurse.
What are some of the other consults you get? I know, is it capacity, competence?
Yes,
Competency
don't
versus
even know.
capacity?
the capacity consult, which is almost, I'd say 95%
I'm just trying to get you fired up
times.
now.
Oh yeah, no. Let
See
me
how
tell you
mad
something.
we can make the psychiatrists.
Poke him.
You're
I've
gonna
had
leave here
years.
and go do your own therapy. Do you get therapy?
Yes,
I'm
of
asking you
course.
too many questions.
No, of course, and I can answer all of them. Of course, I get therapy. Most psychiatrists should get therapy frequently, so you can understand your own strengths, weaknesses, and your stuff that you work on. Of course, though, it's always entertaining in therapy when I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, these terms are familiar. Are you using DBT on me? And my therapist's like, yes, I am. It's like, oh, I know what you're doing. That's pretty interesting.
Well, speaking of therapy, we have a little thing we want you to do. We want you to conduct a therapy session on us.
We want you to
All right.
solve a marital disagreement. No pressure.
Of course. Oh!
So you have to have to wear
That is
my.
so much.
You know, it's a
A little large.
You know. You know, when I first
good enough.
when I saw you for the first time like an hour ago, I thought this is going to be perfect.
I think it fits quite nicely, actually. The contrast with the dinosaurs is a very
Yeah.
nice professional blend.
So, so you're our psychiatrist.
Yes.
We're coming to you. Now you're going to pretend to
got
be
the
me.
hand.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's actually not bad.
Pretty good.
So we have an issue that is destroying our marriage.
Do tell me more.
It's very serious.
So Kristen, so we record podcasts every week. Kristen is chronically late.
I am not late. I am exactly
Kristen
on time.
Thinks that 5 minutes late is early.
Incorrect.
I think 5 minutes early is on time. And
I
she
get there-
refuses to show up until like maybe
He
30 seconds
chronically
after the time.
misrepresents my stance here.
I
get
understand.
there on the dot, on the money. Time is money. I am using my time to do things. You get there, you just sit at the computer, you do your man spread.
It makes me very
you just
uncomfortable.
stare at a clock.
Well, that
What
makes
good
me
is that
uncomfortable.
doing anyone?
I can't say I blame you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You should also know, though, that in general, I am perfect. Like I just don't I don't make mistakes. And so if someone's gonna be wrong here, it's clearly going to be my beautiful wife.
I'm thinking that next time I just maybe won't save your life.
See what I mean? See what I mean? See what's going on here?
Well,
Can you help us out?
I think I can help. Well, I'll do my best to try. Let's say that. We'll start off with a nice low bar there,
Okay.
just in case.
The date is March 23rd.
I'm gonna take it
Okay.
for granted there.
Okay.
I'll assume you're right there, sir.
All right.
And I noticed, you two were jumping in, just a little bit of conflict right there from the start. Has this ever caused some notable issues? Have there been any big meetings you've missed or not missed? Because
No, I am there exactly on time, every time, like clockwork.
It just makes me sigh really loudly at times.
If he wants me there 5 minutes before the hour, then make it 5 minutes before the hour, and I will be there right at that moment.
Can I?
So well, why haven't you done that then, sir?
Can I ask the audience a question? How many people are like on the dot? I'm gonna show up, or even be a little bit late. How many people are
We're
just?
talking like 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. On the dot.
Okay. How many people are? If I'm on time, I'm late. How many people are like that?
You're asking a room full of doctors.
Thank you all. I knew I liked you. I knew I liked this audience.
I'm not saving anyone's life. I'm recording a podcast.
For the record, I'm not saving anybody's life either.
Same here.
Clearly.
That makes 3 of us,
But I would say no. The only thing, really, the only big life event that you were early on was our children's birth.
I wanted those out of there ASAP.
But in general, no, I can't say that there's been any major event that we've been late to that caused us to some kind of problem in our lives.
So it seems to me that the problem is only that you have a problem.
And piggybacking off what your lovely wife just said, why does it make you so upset? Think carefully.
Because I love her so much. She means so much to me that I want to always be with her. Especially 5 minutes before we record a podcast. And it just makes me so sad when I'm sitting there
Sighing
ready,
loudly.
ready on time, and she's not there. And I'm like,
Because I'm doing your children's laundry.
It's like, where is my lovely wife? I just want her by
cleaning
my
up
side.
behind all of you.
So
Running your business.
Well, it seems that,
fix us.
look, I'm a psychiatrist, not a miracle worker,
Is that a routine psychiatrist line? Because, yeah, is that we got? Yeah. Okay. All right.
It comes with the jacket, okay? The power's all in here.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, why do you feel so strongly about your husband having an issue with this?
Because he's unreasonable in every way. Clearly.
What do you mean?
Every way.
Well, because I'm working very hard making our lives work, and you're just sitting there in a chair. And then you're getting mad at me. Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna come to a conclusion here.
Oh, don't worry. This is just the first session,
Do
Okay,
you?
good. Oh, good.
So we'll end there. But I do want to ask you: do you ever in therapy sessions is it a bad idea to like say, okay, you're right and you're wrong?
Because I'm clearly right.
Do you ever do that? Is that essentially? It sounds like a bad thing to do.
Never that bluntly.
Okay.
Never that bluntly. Sometimes there
Is
are
it more like,
objective truths.
have you ever considered, sir, that your wife may be right?
Yeah, in a sense like that. Just a little diplomatic of, Point if you think like there's an obvious truth of like, and internally you think that person is right and that person is wrong. You can still actually, bring it in a tactful manner. Have you considered that this certain aspect of the truth is, true and correct? And then try to lead him to the idea that, hey, maybe if I think about the other things, I can see that my partner or the other individual involved was actually right.
So what I'm hearing is, again, you're saying that marriage is just making him think that it was his idea.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
Basically, yes. That's my non-professional opinion.
All right. Thank you, Adarsha. I appreciate it.
And that's why I never got invited back on again.
Thank you so much for coming on.
I keep the jacket, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that back. You can wear it for now. I don't need it right now. Oh, wait, before you go, I need you to draw a Nephron. I know. All right, start. Should we guide him? Like, you guys yell out tips.
Build on it.
No, do it. I want you to do your own separate. Yeah. Come on.
Circle. I like that. Okay, now lean to the right. Now wait.
I like that this has become a crowd activity.
Woo! There you go. Well done. Nicely done. Hey, Kristen.
Yeah.
Notice anything different about me?
You look the same as always.
I'm covered in mites.
Well, you don't have to tell everyone that.
Maybe you need a mite too.
Ugh.
What do you think?
I prefer to be mite
You know what
free.
these things are? They're Demodex.
I know. They're
ever-
enormous.
Have you ever had red, itchy, irritated eyelids?
No, but that does sound very uncomfortable.
It could be caused by one of these little guys. Now
Hmm.
they're a lot smaller in real life.
Well, that's comforting at
All right.
least.
But they're called Demodex,
Mhm.
and it can cause problems with the eyelids. They're the mites that live on your eyelashes.
Just chomping on all that goo.
Now it might seem gross, but you don't want to get grossed out by this.
Okay.
All right, you got to get checked out.
That is
All right, so
very
just
sensible.
go to your eye doctor. Ask about Demodex blepharitis. All right, that's really what you got to do, or DB if you want to be a little shorthand with it.
Yeah, make
To-
it sound like you know what you're talking about.
Exactly. To find out more, you can go to eyelidcheck.com. Again, that's EYELID check.com to find out more information about these little guys.
Tell them
I think
Dr.
they're kinda cute.
Glockenflecken sent you.
That's right. Demodex blepharitis. And now, you're always like, what's the deal with the Nephron thing? Like, what are you doing? Well, I'll tell you why. Because our next guest is Dr. Syed Tabatabai. So he is a nephrologist, you guys. He's a clinical nephrologist practicing in San Antonio, actually. In San Antonio, Texas. And he flew out here like just to do this, you guys. So let's give him a huge round of applause. Come on out. So so we follow each other on Twitter. And all right.
He came prepared. Dr. T. You're good, sir.
Nephrology.
Oh,
Cardiology.
He came prepared. He's already improving on my design because I have a salt belt that I've used in some of my videos. He actually improved. He's got Velcro, and they just like attach. So it's right there.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. So
he's a professional.
I didn't even fit it. I'm glad you're so excited to come out. I didn't finish your intro. You're a writer.
Yes.
You're a writer, and you just came out with a book. It's called These Vital Signs, right?
Yep.
It came out about a year ago, is that right?
Yeah, almost a year ago, exactly. Yeah.
Tell us about the book.
So I write on Twitter. I write these threads on Twitter. I won't call it X. And
Yes.
No one calls it X.
I was lucky that
Wait,
the
hold
stories.
on. Are any of you, have you been on Med Twitter? Do you remember it from the good old days? Anybody? Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, those are our people.
Yeah, so I wrote threads on Twitter, and I was lucky those threads resonated with people. They became popular, and that's where the book came from. It's basically an anthology of those threads, and a lot of
That's a cool
autobiographical
idea for a
stuff.
book. Like, it's very unique.
Very hard sell. I'll tell
Was
you
it?
that. Yeah.
I bet, yeah.
I basically had like 3 years of like straight no's from people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But you were a visionary. You were ahead
I
of
was
your
persistent.
Well, did any of those threads have to do with the conflict between cardiology and nephrology?
I think all of them in a way will. All of them.
I got it. Is it true? Wait. So have you had any dust ups, any fisticuffs, any blowouts?
I'm more of a grappler. I feel like cardiology is kind of more, they go for the boxing. I take it to the ground. And then I have my salt shaker. So you get that in the eyes, it's over.
So I got to say, the first video I put out of the conflict between cardiology and nephrology, like 2 days later, there was a news story about an actual fist fight between a cardiologist and a nephrologist over fluid status.
I remember that.
It was amazing. They were punching each other and got kicked out of the hospital. It was over fluid status. Is it that serious, doctor?
Have you ever seen Beat It, Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
It's that serious. we meet after work to hash it out.
Can you give people what is the underpinnings of this conflict?
Well, we believe,
Yeah.
correctly, that
Well, first, do we have any cardiologists here? Thank
No. Oh,
God.
you-
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Woo. Okay.
Are there any other nephrologists? Just none of you are here. Okay, perfect. All right.
I felt like the air was pretty clean and clear.
Well, that means you have a whole audience that you can persuade to your side of this conflict here. So, yeah, give us the lowdown.
So, we believe correctly that the heart exists to supply the kidneys with blood.
I agree with the eyes, too. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The heart is basically there to just be the servant and help other organs and get them the blood supply that they need, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got the orthopedic surgeon up front. Said, and to provide ancestry to the bones.
To circulate the ancestry.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Cardiologists, they just can't see the truth in front of their eyes. And so we just are constantly, it goes back to Hippocrates, in that time. And
This goes way back. All right.
way back, yeah. I mean,
right.
this is through the years. I mean, the ages. In fact, that's my next book.
Hippocrates was breaking papyrus over
Oh, yeah.
cardiologists. Wait, which one was Hippocrates? Was he cardiologist or
You don't even
nephrologist?
know.
He was a nephrologist.
We're just making shit up now. That's good.
That's where this conflict is at this point. We're just making shit up.
Gotcha. But is it true? Was this all just a joke? Honestly.
Oh, I want to say it's all just a joke. Actually, it is all just a joke. I work with great cardiologists, but I do hate them on some level.
You just don't talk about it.
We just don't talk about it.
Is it passive aggressive? Like, do you guys like argue in the notes?
Do you also sigh
Oh,
loudly?
yeah. No, exactly. There's a lot of note fighting going on. Volume status. That's what it is.
Right.
You know, it all comes down to volume status.
Okay. Lasix. Do you care about Lasix? Or am I
You-
making that up?
Use it if you need it, but they're always wrong. Whatever they said, the opposite. If they want it, you probably don't need LASIK.
Okay. So I wrote down some of the things I've said in my nephrology videos. All right. And so I want to just bring these up, and I want you to talk about how either we're calling this real or fake. So is it real or is that fake? Okay. So the first one. Will nephrologists make fun of you for drinking water when you're not thirsty?
That's real.
Okay.
That's a common one. Me and my fellow nephrologists, if we see someone drinking and they're clearly euvolemic, we will laugh hard.
That's such a cool skill to be able to just look at someone. You're so euvolemic.
Yeah. Like they're not even sweating. Look at that.
Look at these people. Are these people euvolemic?
Yeah, look at these people. They're all drinking. They're clearly not. Well, that one's fine. She's a little dry.
Yeah. I'm glad you're hydrating. That's good. Okay.
I give that one a thumbs up.
All right. So it is a thing. So those water bottles. How many people have those water bottles where it's like it tells you, okay, it's motivating you to drink water. It's like keep going, almost there. You can do it.
We laugh so hard.
Yeah, that's a big running joke. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So people should really you don't have to drink water unless you're thirsty.
Honestly, if you reach that final level of nephrologic power, you just don't need water. Well, you absorb it through the air. And
We do not provide medical advice on this show.
So you
my
have
practice right now.
so you're able to you just have the unique ability to concentrate your own urine to the point. It's kind of like what is it like
It's just a powder.
like a
Yeah,
red
it's just a
tot.
powder.
It's just
a
comes out as a
powder,
sludge
yeah.
powder. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. What year of residency do you learn that or fellowship?
PGY 29.
Yeah. That's the thing I've always wondered about people that I didn't do a fellowship. How do you get to the end of residency and decide I want more of this? Why did you do that exactly? What was
That's
it
a great
about
question.
nephrology, kidneys that really spoke to you?
You know, the truth is I hated nephrology. I really did. In medical school, it was my worst subject. In residency, I thought renal patients were sick. I didn't understand how to make them better. I didn't understand the physiology. But then, like most things in life, I had a great mentor. And I had this rotation in nephrology, which I tried really hard to get out of. But I was fortunate to work with a wonderful nephrologist. And he, like, basically single-handedly gave me an injection of a substance that blanks your mind and makes you want to do nephrology. It's the only way we can recruit.
Incredible.
No. He was a great doctor.
Is
and he just-
ACGME aware of this? I don't think they're. Okay. All right.
No, he was a great physician, and he turned me on to it.
Yeah.
I loved it, and I wanted to pursue it.
I think you're the smartest doctors in the hospital,
We think so.
right? Right. It's a tie, honestly, between you guys, rheumatology and infectious disease, and just to give you a sense of how terribly uninteresting our lives are sometimes. Like I remember in med school, like going to like a morbidity and mortality conference, and just like when the nephrologist and like the infectious disease doctor they start arguing with each other, you're like on the edge of your seat. Like, yeah, this is good stuff right here. They really go at it. They're really off, in each other's. So anyway, a couple other things in my videos for nephrologists. Do you sleep in the dialysis suite ever?
Yeah, frequently. Actually, have you ever tasted dialysate? It is
Have you?
fantastic. It is fantastic. So that's what we do. We have dialysate parties. And we will often end up at the end of the night just flat out in the dialysis unit, just laid out there.
But you're still euvolemic because.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Volume's not an issue anymore. Like, I don't. water, sweating, whatever. It's all fine.
All right, here's the next one. Okay. Is osmolarity a real thing? Because I think I have claimed that it's fake several times.
So, true story. There was a conference in 1940, I want to say 49, 48, where med school was too easy. And they wanted to make it harder. And so nephrology was basically invented then. And osmolarity was like one of the main things we came up with. Like, I wasn't there, but we were like, how can we just like come up with these impossible concepts that just like math, just like lots of math. And osmolarity was one of them. We're proud of that
Fascinating.
one. We're
good.
proud of it. It's
Wow.
totally fake. It's totally made up.
So I thought, along with rheumatology, I don't think that's real either. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. Do we have any rheumatologists here?
Okay, good. You're
Good.
safe. You're safe.
I
Is
do not-
anyone here?
I do
This
not
is gonna
have-
sound like we have no
I do
audience.
not have a lot of internal medicine fans, I guess. I don't know.
guess
No,
not.
that's not true. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is true. Anyway, I make fun of them a lot, so I don't know. Do we have any emergency physicians here? Usually we have a few. Yeah, I got one in the back.
Back there,
All
yeah.
right, that's great. All right, so, all right, next thing I wanted you to do. That's pretty much it. I don't know, for the things in my videos. I mean, all of it's made up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm making up a lot of stuff in there, guys. I do a little research, though, so I try to make it as accurate as possible. But one thing that nephrologists are known for is your propensity for whiteboard presentations. You love yourself a whiteboard presentation.
This is about that, isn't it?
Well, we're getting there. We're about to get there.
Everyone
You-
groaned. They all just
I know.
collectively
Oh, he's
groaned.
going to teach us about hyponatremia, isn't he?
Like, can we get another
God,
drink?
I thought I got
haven't had
away
enough
from
for
this. Orthopedic surgeon up front's like, what? No, I didn't sign up for this.
What's a
Absolutely
refund
not.
policy on this show?
And so, but we have limited time. But I thought I'd give you, I want you to feel at home and welcome. So instead of your typical, 3 to 4 hour whiteboard presentations that you usually give on renal physiology, I assume that's how long they are. I don't know, I haven't seen one in person. But I want you to explain renal physiology to the crowd here, but you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And not only that, you have to use this. So first, before you begin, please give us your thoughts on
these
our Nephron
diagrams.
drawings here. What do you think?
They're honestly kind of beautiful.
Well done, you guys. Nice job.
Kind of like those abstracts, like
Yeah.
ink drawings.
I'll be honest. I think she thought I said draw a kidney. I think that's what's happened. That's okay though. I mean, it's just like, fourth year med student, they're checked out. I don't blame them. This is pretty good for a nephrologist, or sorry, for a psychiatrist, if you ask me.
It's really great.
Would you like to draw one?
Not particularly.
Okay. All right, I'm looking at the timer back there, and so I want you. I'm gonna say go, and you're going to explain. He's gonna stand up for this, you guys. You're going to explain renal physiology. All right, ready?
Oh, wait. Here you go.
All right.
Gotta get your Sharpie.
On your mark. Let's see. Who's standing in front of that clock?
That's Aaron.
That's Aaron. Move, Aaron. All right, ready? Go.
Okay, so somewhere out here is a heart, and it's pumping blood down, and the
Somewhere
blood
out here.
is full of evil humors, and the only thing that can protect you is your kidneys and sort of your liver, maybe a little bit. So blood comes over here, and a bunch of poison comes out of the blood straight into the squiggly thing, and out through the squiggly thing into this tube, and then there's exchange of stuff. And
I wanna know what
there's
stuff. I wanna know
down
what
here.
stuff.
Well, it's just not important. Sodium, potassium, a bunch of not important. But stuff exchanges here. And you have water like pee going down through here. It's becoming pee. It's not quite pee, but it's going through there. There are channels here. Exchange is going on here. There's blood all around here and things are absorbing. And then at the very end here, there's like little gates where it's like, we need more water, less water, open or close or whatever. And there's hormones controlling that. And how much time oh my God. So, and then.
You got 1 minute left.
Okay, so
You
I'm
have
about-
1 minute.
Okay, all right.
60 seconds.
All right, God. Then those channels open or close. Things get more or
You're
less
parched.
concentrated.
You're parched. Here, drink some salt. Okay. All right. Good. Keep going.
And then down here's your bladder, and stuff keeps going in there, and it sort of fills up, and doesn't feel so great when it does. And then you empty it, and then actually that's it.
A minute 20. Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So why does rounds last so long? Like you've clearly, this is going on the social media, on the podcast, so people are gonna know. I just
Secret
tricked you.
sauce.
Well played, Flannery.
All the med students
Well
out
played.
there and residents can thank me for that. I just proved you can really slim down rounds. But well done. Thank you for that. That was
Thank you.
good.
That's impressive.
Ortho, did you learn a thing or two? Yeah, yeah, thumbs up from Ortho. Very good. Thank you. All right. I have a few more questions for you.
Fire away.
All right. I really actually kind of want to know a little bit. You're the first nephrologist I've ever talked to, by the way. They won't come near me. Say it. All right, so can you give us top 3 ways to maximize the health of the kidney? What are the 3 things we can do to make our kidneys stronger
Well,
and better?
stop drinking water. No, I'm kidding. So just in general, I'll give like real responses to this. I'm thinking of jokey response, but I'll give real responses. I think the first
I'd
thing
appreciate
is
that.
just to know what your numbers are, know what your kidney function is. The vast majority of kidney disease is silent, so people just don't know it's happening.
Let
So
me ask you a question. Who knows what their numbers are?
exactly. But when you go to your primary care doctor, be like, are my kidneys okay? And it's a simple question. The number one thing I hear from patients is, I feel fine, why am I here? Or, I'm like, well, 3 years ago, your creatinine was 1.8. They're like, well, no one ever said that to me. And, the PCP's notes are like, discuss CKD and all this stuff. But people just aren't thinking about the kidneys that way, as long as they're peeing okay.
Okay.
And not, peeing blood or anything like that. They're like, oh, my kidneys are fine. But I think awareness would probably be number one.
So people should be getting routine labs at some
Yeah,
point in
just
their
as
life?
part of a routine physical. Yeah, at some point in your life. Yeah, you should probably get labs done. Yeah, it's a good idea.
How many people have never had any labs drawn?
You all had to do it in medical school. You're asking the wrong people.
Okay, all right. Yeah, they're all in. Everybody here knows it. What's your creatinine, sir? He has no idea.
Proving your point.
It
No
must
idea.
be pretty good. I'm assuming it's good if he doesn't know about it.
Okay. What's normal? 1? It's 1, right? 1? 1.0?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, that's number 1. Give us 2 more.
Number 2, take care of any other medical problems you have. The most common causes of kidney failure in America are usually diabetes, uncontrolled, et cetera. So make sure your other medical issues are well managed, and that's usually good for your kidneys.
What does cardiac arrest do for your kidneys?
Asking for a friend.
That's
I know.
basically
Yeah,
when
I know a guy.
it's basically when that slacker of the heart finally just sort of gives up, and it's like, come on.
Always the heart.
It's always the heart.
Okay.
It's not great. I'll just put it that way.
So take care of your other medical problems. Just be healthy in general. Easier
Yeah.
said than done.
Yeah.
What's the third thing?
I would say the third thing, just in general,
Anything you can eat that will destroy your kidneys.
blueberries.
What?
I made that up. That's false.
No, guy,
That's,
no.
totally, that's totally false. I made that up. That's not. They're actually really good for your kidneys. I totally made that up.
God,
That's totally made up.
God,
Sorry.
misinformation is
Sorry.
so easy.
This is terrible for my
Holy
profession.
shit!
This is really bad.
It's a room full of doctors. You guys are like, oh man, I love blueberries.
Antioxidants are horrible for the kidneys.
Oh my God.
No, that. No one watches this anyway, right? No one's gonna.
Yeah,
Oh,
no one listens to this
oh,
show.
no.
It's fine.
No.
No,
Eat your
there's-
blueberries. They're good for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
blueberries are great.
All right.
Sorry.
We could let that be the third thing.
Yeah, we can let that.
How
be
do,
the
how
third
do you
thing.
feel about ibuprofen?
Oh, I love
Oh,
it. No,
that's a good question.
no. I mean, it's okay. I think the backlash against NSAIDs is a little overdone, but they
he's
can be.
talking to me. I think
They can be. Yeah. Well.
I'm always making fun of that.
But I mean, in certain situations, it can be problematic. So if you're guzzling a bunch of those and you're chronically volume depleted and other stuff, so
You will not take away my vitamin I.
no. Vitamin I hate that.
What about
Every
a
day.
juice cleanse?
What about what?
What are your
Oh.
thoughts on a juice cleanse?
I don't have any thoughts on it.
He's
I
like,
mean,
I get asked about this all the time. You're gonna fucking do this right now?
yeah. This is getting too. I thought this was supposed to be fun. No. in general, juices are fine, but some of these cleanses they can actually be worse for you, especially if you have other medical issues. You just got to be careful and run it by people, because in general, your body cleanses itself pretty good. You don't really need to.
Along with the liver. I mean, you
Well,
gotta give the
I
liver
don't know
some,
about the liver,
right? You
Yeah.
gotta give them a little bit of credit.
Okay, a little bit.
I think I know why I like talking to you. Because we both have redundant organs. Like, how cool is it to have two of a thing,
That's true.
right? I think it's great. Like, you lose one, you're like, oh, it's fine. We got a backup. It's good.
That's the real reason I went to nephrology.
Is that?
It's like no matter how bad you screw up, there's
I mean-
another
Always
one.
another one.
And then there's dialysis and transplant.
Exactly. I once said the exact same thing on. I got a lot of people mad at me for saying that. Anyway, you say you could get a lot of people mad at you in a lot of ways on social media. But anyway, all right. Here's a couple other questions for you. If you could tell your freshly matched self one piece of advice about your career, medicine, what would it be?
I'm gonna go serious here for a second. I think what I would tell my freshly matched self is bring your best self home. And what I mean by that is we're so focused in medicine on, I gotta make sure I don't look stupid out there. I gotta make sure I take care of people. There's so much stuff to learn. I can't screw up. But in my experience, you'll be fine. The medical part will come to you. You'll get the experience, you'll get the training, you'll be fine. You bring your best self to work every day, but don't leave them there. Make sure you still take care of yourself. Make sure you still do things that gave you joy before you came into medicine. Don't put them aside. Make sure you still spend time with people who matter. Make sure you still hold on to relationships that were meaningful to you. Because at the end of the day, you can't just grow in one place and kind of stunt the rest of you. You have to come forward. And, I wish I'd known that because life for me was hard. I went through a lot of stuff where, if I'd had the things that gave me joy and support networks that I had before I let them kind of wither, it would have been better.
That's a good answer. Thank you. Tell us about a fork in the road moment in your professional life. How would your life turn out if you had made a different choice?
There's so many. So much of where we end up is luck in a way, right? There's so many forks in the road that we don't even realize until retrospect. We're like, wow, that was a big fork in the road. But to me, there's actually one distinct one. It's actually in my book. Where it was actually right after my first night of night float as an intern. And it was the worst night. And in fact, residents told me that. They were like, man, I'm sorry. This was like one of the worst nights to start out on internship. There were horrible medical traumas and all sorts of things. I went home super late because I didn't get to do any notes and I was documenting. Then I had to get back to work the next day. And I'm on the subway in Boston, sitting on the Orange Line, and going into work, and I'm just dreading it. And I feel like I totally screwed up the night before. And the fork in the road moment for me is the subway car is pulling into the hospital stop, and I see other people in the train who are getting ready for the weekend, and they're so happy. And I know I'm working the weekend, and I'm thinking about all the other things I like besides medicine. And I'm like, if I let those doors close and just sit here and ride the Orange Line, it could be so different. I could have a weekend to look forward to. I wouldn't have this giant anvil hanging over my head. Maybe the people in the hospital would survive because my incompetence wouldn't be killing them. That's how I felt. And so that was a fork in the road for me because I felt like this gravity holding me to my chair and like, don't get out at the stop. Just let the train keep going. But then
I think we're all glad you.
Yeah, then I heard my dad's voice in my head. He was like, give it one more day. And he was like, just give it one more day. You came this far, just give it one more day. I'm like, okay, Dad, one more day. And that was it.
How many years has it been now?
Now it's been 20 years.
20 years. That's a lot of kidneys, my friend. That's
A lot of kidneys, yeah.
And then my last question for you. I want you to help. We heard a newly matched med student and a resident, very early in their career, up here talking. What would you say to them to help them feel hopeful about the field of medicine, because there is a certain internet comedian ophthalmologist who kind of tends to depress people about the field of medicine at times. And so what would you say to them and other people like them to make them feel hopeful?
That's a great question. I would say two things. The first thing I would say to them is, yes, there's a lot wrong with medicine. The systems of medicine, the delivery systems, the way we do medicine, there's a lot wrong. But I don't think there's any generation of doctors better equipped and more willing and fearless to stand up to the system and change it than this group coming through. And I'm not just saying that. I was there in residency when the work hour rules were just kind of being rolled out. And we had no idea what was going on in other institutions. We didn't know kind of where this came from. You know, there was no sense of community. Whereas with Med Twitter now and the way residents are talking at all these programs and the way these initiatives get out, I think the future of medicine in terms of the people who are guiding where it's going and are able to stand up to these forces that you often, I really appreciate that you bring to light, these forces that are molding medicine in ways that may not be the best for medicine, but maybe the best for other reasons.
United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
Optum.
Private equity.
Cigna. But I feel like they're well equipped for it. And then the second thing I would say is, to keep your optimism. The things that drew you to medicine never go away. They get buried under a ton of crap. They get put aside. They get obscured, but they never really go away. And that joy you had on match day, hold on to that and have these anchor points to that joy. And when you go through medicine and the training, it's always what's the next step. And you're always kind of looking at this mountaintop and you're like, okay, I finished this. I got to take this exam. I got to take this board. I got to do this. I got to get the job. It's always this linear path. But when I look back on medicine, it's not a line at all. Actually, when I think about my career, it's not looking at a mountaintop. It's looking into a kaleidoscope. And it's all these shifting images and moments. And most of them are small moments. They're beautiful moments. They're moments that drew me to this career. They're moments of connection, moments of empathy, moments of being able to change someone's story for the better. And anytime I feel like it's just a job, which it's okay for it to be, from time to time, it's okay for it to be just a job. But I want that joy back. I look into the kaleidoscope and I see all those memories and they come flooding back. And all the feelings and all the things that drew me to this career, they never went anywhere, even if I couldn't see them.
You should write a book. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, that was one thing. What was your second?
I'm sorry?
You said you had two things, so that was your first.
No, that was the second
That
one.
was two?
Yeah.
I just got so drawn into that metaphor, I lost count.
So tell us about your book. What's the name of it again?
No, it's called These Vital Signs. It's available everywhere. It's online. It's that's not true. It's not available in every place, but you can find it on the internet pretty much everywhere. I'd appreciate the support.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thanks for before you go, here, you got to do that.
Yeah, draw a
You gotta-
Nephron.
I'm just going to be talking here while you just draw the most beautiful Nephron that we've ever seen in our lives. No pressure. That's good.
He's very quick. He's a quick draw.
You can tell he's done this a lot.
Lots of dips.
Oh, he's putting
Oh.
he's putting transporters in there, you guys. This is real. Oh.
They're actually
Never mind.
sunglasses.
The sunglasses.
Okay. Oh, and a smiley face. Is that? I don't think we can sanction a cigarette.
Perfect.
That kind of looks like you.
So
bit.
Blueberries are bad for your kidneys, but smoking is fine.
Yeah, that's what we've
Really?
learned today.
Not for the. I guess people are going to hear that maybe out of context whenever they
That's
listen to
gonna
this
be the
episode.
soundbite.
Smoking is not good for your kidneys. He just drew a little smoking nephron there. Well, God, thank you to all of our guests today. That was awesome. Thank you for being here for our first Medical Eras show. I'm sure we'll end up as successful as Taylor Swift. I do not yet have a sequined jumper.
That's what you think.
Oh, okay. If you think I'm going to rip off my clothes and unveil a sequin jumper, it's not going to happen. But maybe if we do more of these, I don't know, we'll see.
We'll
I don't
see.
know.
That's
I think
incentive. If we can sell out.
I think it'd look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Do we have any time? I think we're like right at the end here. So I want to thank you all again for being here. And it's really doing this podcast together. Well, one thing, it's forced us to talk to each other. Always a good thing when you're married. That's good. And we still are happily married and enjoying our time. We are,
married.
for the most part. But it really has been a joy to get to talk about things in medicine for longer than like 90 seconds at a time on TikTok. I still make the videos, but doing these, having guests, and having you all here, it means so much to us to get to see you in person. And just having the support from you all really means a lot. And so we want to end just by thanking you all for everything. I started Glockenflecken in 2016, and it's just steadily grown from there. And now you guys came here to listen to us talk to each other and to other people. And
I want to thank all of you for laughing at his jokes.
yes, absolutely.
So kind.
She hears them all the time. So
And it's just, I don't have to do it anymore because now there's all of you. It's really been the biggest gift that I could ever imagine.
So that's it. We just really appreciate you. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful night. I'm going to sing it.
You're going to sing it? Okay.
Knock, knock, hi. Hi. There you go. Thank you, everyone.
Knock, knock. Goodbye.
Hey, Kristen.
Yeah.
What do you think about my DAX co-pilot here?
He's very cute.
Isn't
Almost as
he?
cute as mine.
Oh, he's great. He just sits right there.
I know.
Can I tell you about DAX?
Yeah, tell me.
Oh, man. It's fantastic. The Dragon Ambient Experience from Nuance. They call it DAX Copilot.
That's cute.
Yeah. He helps with documentation burden, reducing burnout. In fact, 80% of patients say their physician is more focused using the DAX Copilot. That's huge.
That's pretty
'Cause
good.
We all want to be able to connect more with our patients.
Right.
And all the documentation we have to do now, it makes it almost impossible.
Yeah, easy to burn out.
Absolutely.
That's your job.
And 85% of patients say their physician's more personable and conversational.
I like that.
I need help being conversational
You
sometimes.
do.
And DAX is one of those things that can help you get there. So to learn more about the Nuance Dragon Ambient Experience or DAX Copilot, visit nuance.com/discoverdax. That's nuance.com/discoverdax. Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Hope you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.